So by being a black man in real estate, did you find any barriers in that?
Barry's, you know what? Capital, access to capital, right? That was the biggest thing, right? So as I mentioned earlier, I don't know, man. It's just grown up in Brooklyn, New York, man. In the '80s, it was just like it your mindset was a certain way, right? Like this is the end all be all, right? This world is not bigger than Brooklyn, right? Or bigger than Crown Heights, or So I would say in terms of barriers, it was more so you know, I don't want to get into the systematic oppression and all that stuff. I don't want to go that deep, but the barrier was me, I would say, right? And getting out of that mindset of, hey, listen, go to school, get a job, that being your end all be all, right? So I had to break out of that. On the investing side, all money is green, man. You know what I mean? The lenders, they make money when you refinance properties. Insurance company make money when you insure properties. Sellers make money when you buy properties. I mean, so, in the actual real estate investing game, all money is green. So it's not really barriers there, but, having that network of people or surrounding yourself with people that have money, that have that know how to use money as a tool, multiply money and stuff like that. I was never exposed to that. So it was more like a self barrier. Because once I started getting into real estate, I mean, access to capital became a lot easier, right? Understanding that you could leverage your credit, if you have good credit, to get balance transfer checks and stuff like that. I have private lenders now, hard money lenders now. Like people are just throwing money at me, and I'm just like, chill. I don't, I'm good right now. And my portfolio makes good money month after month. So now I'm straight. But yeah, I would say it's more of a mindset thing for me.
Okay, so when you're building your network, was it based on the people that you already knew and just kind of like go through your associates and so forth to try to build that network?
Right. So my network now consists of majority of the people in Milwaukee, to be honest with you, right? So I have some money backers, I call them, people with money that, if I need access to capital, I can get, two, three, maybe 350 grand without, just making a couple calls. But my network consists of everybody that's on the ground that works in tandem with me to grow my portfolio, right? So I've kind of sought out people that I need on the ground, in the Milwaukee market. And that's really my network. Outside of that, I mean, like on Clubhouse and stuff like that, there's a lot of people talking on there. I'm more of a, and this probably hurt my business, but I'm more of a loner, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't deal with a whole lot of people, right? So I built my network really to support my dream in Milwaukee, and that's pretty much it. Like I don't have a mentor or anything like that. I prefer to bump my head 1,000 times. That's my way forward. You know what I mean? So that's really my network right there. You know what I mean? The people in Milwaukee that works to kind of further my real estate investing portfolio. And
So
I can go through those people if you want.
well, we can get to those people because I want to talk about how, within your immediate circle of friends, how do they feel about your line of work, and do they kind of ask you to do stuff locally, and like why you almost seem like a sellout, why you going and selling somebody else's neighborhood instead of trying to reinvest inside your own neighborhood?
Right. Yo, my friends are a funny group of people, man. It's four of us, really. You know what I mean? We call ourselves the Four Horsemen. Well, unofficially, I probably just gave us that name just now. But these are guys that I grew up with, you know what I mean, from day one. And of course, my brother, my older brother. And I think they're coming around now to understand that, working a 9 to 5 is just not it. I think they appreciate what I've accomplished, over the last 6.5, 7 years. And I don't really know if they saw where I would be today doing it from afar, 5.5, 6 years ago, right? A lot of times we sit down, we have conversations, and they're like, "Man, Shawn, you really doing this thing from so far away." And so that's kind of the conversations that we have. It wasn't, so much of like a sellout thing or anything like that. It was like I had to believe in me first, show them, and now they're kind of coming around to the idea where we're having discussions about them investing in the Milwaukee market. One of my guys is interested in St. Louis and stuff like that, because the numbers are the numbers, right?
Right.
Investing in locally in New York City, right? The five boroughs, even on the island, Westchester, all of that, man. As on a buy and hold side, I mean, the returns are minimal, 4 or 5%. Like 5% is a great deal in New York City, right? Where I'm getting 12, 14, sometimes 16% returns in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin market. So I think they're understanding that more. It's not so much about being in your backyard. It's really about the return on your capital. So, it's we have funny conversations a lot, man, but I think they're coming around and seeing that I'm doing what I'm saying I'm doing.
Right. Because I do find it difficult in the African American community that you have to show them before
Yo,
they come on.
facts. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
Because even
fact,
with my
100%.
podcast, I'm like, yo, like, anybody want to come on? No, no, I'm okay. But
Yeah,
then,
see it first.
right.
Right. They gonna listen, man. They gonna pop on after they see me. All these dropping all these Jews. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's crazy. That's the culture, man. It's bugged out. It's bugged
Yeah.
out.
And because that's what I was just trying to get to, like, how are your friends seeing this, even though from a financial standpoint, like, yeah, you out here taking these leaps and bounds. Did you actually have a 9 to 5 before you started doing this, or did you just do it
Yeah,
right out?
yeah. Like, so I work for a non-for-profit that work with adults with disabilities.
Mhm.
And I've been promoted in that gig probably like 6 or 7 times. I started at the bottom ground level, working on the developmental disability side, and then eventually moved over to the mental health side and did more so like a bona fide property management. It was like a housing program where we kind of I had case managers that worked under me, and they would go out and see the clients and stuff like that, collect rent, stuff like that. I call it bona fide property management, which was dope because, as I'm getting into investing into real estate, I'm kind of seeing it from that perspective, dealing with tenants. And, although these people had like other type of issues as well, but that landlord tenant kind of relationship, signing leases, with the tenants and stuff like that, yeah, man, that was the gig, man. That was the gig. I
Nice.
enjoyed it actually. So, yeah, yeah.
So how was it when you quit? Did you just kind of like, well, I'm gonna do this over here, and then
Right. So I'm still in that capacity. I still have like that income stream. I'm big on income streams, right? So it's really like another income streams the way that I look at it. But it's super, super relaxed, man. I don't even call it a gig. Like, I mean, COVID, I really just I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, because I'm really on my way out anyway. You know what I mean? Because I make more than enough money on my real estate stuff, where I don't really need, that capital. The health insurance is probably the glue that's still keeping me there. But it's super relaxed, and it's only like 65, 70K a year, that I generate from that JO. But that's become more like a side hustle for me. I'm gonna keep it a buck for you. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do in real estate, the wholesaling aspect of it, my buy and hold business. I operate a turnkey company, and it's doing real numbers, man. You know what I mean? So, holla at me in a couple more months, man, and I'll tell you exactly, what jumping off the plantation fully feels like. But I've been off the plantation mentally for the last 3.5 years, bro.
then let's talk about the people that's on the ground, because since they are running the I guess you could say you the oversee at
Operations.
this point, right?
Right.
And you just kind of funding the thing. So how did you build that network in the far so somebody that's coming brand new can actually try that aspect or come through you to as a mentor?
So what I tell people, a very important piece that you have to put together is you have to build rapport with people that you want to work with long term, right? They have to see your vision, right? They have to see the value you can bring to them, and you obviously have to see the value they could bring to you. So in terms of my team, what that looks like, I have 3 property management companies that I work with in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin market. These are all people that, well, 2 out of the 3, because I've met them pre-COVID. I physically sat down, met with them. I know their families, like I know where they live. And I've traveled to Milwaukee to meet these people, right? So my insurance agent, my loan officer. I mean, those are more have been like phone conversations. But the contractors, when I've gone to the Milwaukee market, physically met these people, my leasing agent, process server. It's a whole cast of people that I work with. The title company, right? That where I close all my deals at. And get our warranty deeds and title insurance from and stuff like that. Like I've met these people, gone out to lunch with them. So the most important people I would say would be the your property management company, because property management companies typically have contractors, right? Handyman, electrician, plumbers, all that work with them. Like if a property management company doesn't have those pieces to the puzzle, then they're really not legit, or that maybe they're just starting out, something like that. But these are people that I physically met, man, physically like seen pre-COVID, like had dinner, breakfast, lunch with, man, and looked them eye to eye and explained to them what I wanted to do in the market, and really built that rapport with. So I would tell anybody that's looking to do that to know who you're getting in bed with, because that's essentially it's a marriage, right? And these are people that you're going to be trusting with your capital, right, or your asset that you deployed into a capital, uh, your asset that you deploy capital into. So these are people that's going to be handling your livelihood, man. So know them, vet them, ask them questions, man. And I'm big on energy, so the energy was right. You know what I mean, for me and all these people, and they took a shot on me, and I've grown their businesses, right? All these different disciplines, right? I bring a lot of people into the Milwaukee market that buy and hold from me, from my wholesale business. So I told them this very early on, that I would be able to add this value to their business, and I delivered. So it's gravy. It
Okay.
works.
You talked a lot. Okay. Not like you talked a lot, but it's just
I
so
talk a
many.
lot. I
No,
gotta
no, no.
shut up, man. I gotta shut up, bro. I'm gonna
No,
sit here and just sit still. Nah, I'm joking.
I didn't mean it like that. But I
Nah,
mean,
nah.
like you had so much information there. Like you said, well, you got your goals already laid out. You have your things that you only focusing on. So when it comes to missing out, like, yeah, that's great for them, but it wouldn't work for my numbers. And that's the cool thing. I like that you already had that in place when you're going out to the different markets. And like how you clearly told me was like, land is too much work. I don't want to deal with it. Let me just buy the property. I only got to deal with 3 people. That's it. So, 'cause, I mean, I really do appreciate, to hear that somebody is actually focused on what they want and not getting out of their lane. I saw a meme recently that was saying like when you're in your lane, there's no what they call it. There's
Traffic.
no gridlock. Yeah, traffic. Yeah, there's no traffic. Right.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
That's true though.
Yeah.
I'd stick in my pocket, man. I'm over here with it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be over here, over there, over there, over there. I'm in my little pocket, the pocket that I know, and I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, man. So absolutely, bro.
All right. Sorry to take you away from these 4 questions. Let's get these 4 questions.
It's all good. It's all good, King. I'm
All right.
enjoying this, man.
So number one, what is wealth? I mean, what does wealth mean to you?
Wealth means freedom, right? Wealth means not being controlled by external forces or having the ability to write your own ticket. That's wealth to me. You know what I mean? That fuck you money. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
We all need that.
I'm sorry if it was profanity, but this is how I really feel, King. But yeah, man, that's wealth to me, man. Freedom.
All right. So, what is your favorite financial book or non-financial book?
So fun. So the richest man in Babylon for me changed my life. That's a book that I read and I still listen to on YouTube regularly to give me a perspective on money. Right, just how you said to that person, pay yourself, right? A portion. That's the biggest jewel I learned from the richest man in Babylon. So now I have when I have an account that I just take a set amount of money out of every week, and it goes into another account which I don't even have a card for, and it's far away from my crib. You know what I mean? And it just goes there and it lives there every week, every week. And on a low, I did this for my wife account. She don't even realize it. The money is coming out of her. No, dead ass. She don't even realize it. And I mean, it's a smaller amount than mine, but it goes into a separate account with the same bank. But I mean, pay yourself first, man, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, um, damn, I forgot the question, bro. My bad.
No, it's good. It was what is your favorite financial book and non-financial?
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'm a audio listener type of guy. So financial book for me, that would be it. And the out of state investing by what's the guy from Bigger Pockets? Is it
Uh,
Richard Green or
yeah, Richard
I forget
Green,
his
but
name?
it's the
But
other guy
he
that's
bought he wrote
on Bigger Pockets Money, right? Did he do that one?
he no he's the guy that sits with Brandon Turner on the
Yeah, that's
main
Green. Yep,
podcast.
Green.
I think
Yep.
it's Robert Green, right? All right. So his book would be a book that I've tapped into too. The book on out of state investing. But Richest Man in Babylon, I got my son reading that book right now. It's old English or how they used to speak mad long ago, but when he understand them concepts, he gonna be winning.
Yeah, I bought that book and then I found it on YouTube, and then I was like, let me play this at times too, because I hate reading. And then I gave it to the actual physical book. I gave that to my barber. So
Oh, dope. Did he ever read it though? Did he ever tap into it?
yeah, he read it.
No.
He read it.
Okay, good.
And
All
now
right.
he's actually out doing his own thing on his
Awesome.
own little shop now. Not to
Awesome.
say little shop, but he's doing his own shop, um, growing it from himself and then go from there. So
That book changed my life.
yeah. All right, number three. What did you learn from your worst job?
That at any point I had no control over the situation. That I'm at the whim of another man or another woman to determine my fate. And that was very uncomfortable, right? Um, knowing I had to kind of not be who I really am to keep this income coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that was the biggest lesson, and I didn't really like that. You know what I mean? At all. And I would say the second largest would be that punching a clock forever is not the wave. Because God forbid you get sick and you can't work, your money stops. They give you a little what's that, FMLA, something like that. You can get some paid time off. But once that stop, if you're relying on unemployment, that ain't it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to live in this country, right? This is a capitalistic country. Like America has debt with China, right? You know what I mean? Like this country is built on capital. He who has the capital wins. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So once I figured that part out, and these people doing billion-dollar deals, man, buying platforms and doing these things like that. But it ain't about punching a clock, man, and trading your time for money, man. So that's not in this country, at least.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. My favorite question. What is your favorite pastry?
Oh man, favorite. I would have to go with a cheese Danish. That's the go-to. That's the go.
All righty.
Cheese Danish. Yep, yep, yep.
You're the second person out of the whole time I've been recording to say the cheese Danish.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cheese Danish is the goat, man. That's
Is
the
there
go-to right
any
there.
brand?
Huh?
Any brand?
Um, not any brand in particular. Like there was a bodega in Brooklyn. And every time I go back to Brooklyn, I still stop there. They used to just have them like in, like the deli side of the bodega. They got like all the meats and the cheeses and all that, lettuce and all that. But they had like another section where they just used to have these cheese danishes, man. And I mean, in my past life before real estate, my other sides of the track life, man, a hot tea and a cheese Danish, man, out there working them 10, 12, 14-hour shifts in the streets. That was my go-to meal. And it wasn't no brand. Like it was I don't know, man. Hot tea with lemon and a cheese Danish. That was it for me.
There you go.
Yep, yep.
All right. So where can people find you on the internet?
Um, so Instagram, Facebook, I'm on both of those. Bigger Pockets, definitely look me up on Bigger Pockets. I'm on Clubhouse. Anybody that's on Clubhouse, and you could just hit me directly on my website. You can Google the company, look at all of our reviews and all that jazz, and that's pretty much it, man. This is probably gonna be the first YouTube video that you guys can see me on YouTube. But thanks to the king here. But that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it.
All right. And it's I Keep It Real Estate on all platforms.
Right. So I kept it real estate. So it's the past tense of keep it real. So I kept it. I'm a buy and hold investor. I keep what I buy. And, I do my best to keep it real with people, man. So obviously, after keeping it real, you kept it real. So I kept it real estate.
Love it. Love it.
Yep, yep.
All right, everybody. Again, this is Shawn Ackerman from I Kept It Real Estate LLC.com. I'll definitely have all his plugs in the show notes. And for myself, my name is Anthony. Again, you've been watching the About That Wallet podcast.